Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. This is Champion 2D Rob back again, and this time it's going to be a pickups video. Basically the last couple of days I have been going around to various CEX shops in my area, the surrounding areas in London, and yeah, and basically I've been going after Wii titles, for specific Wii titles. It was sort of premeditated. I basically went on the CEX app, looked up a bunch of games, saw where the games were stocked within my area, and basically went after them. And fortunately, I did have quite a bit of success because not only was I able to find a lot of titles that I wanted, but fortunately, a lot of them were actually in very good condition as well, which is quite surprising because in a lot of the places I went to, the Wii games were, some of them were in pretty poor condition, and it just seemed really quite lucky that the ones that I was specifically after were complete and were in nice condition. So yeah, so I spent sort of a couple of days this week going to various stores. I went to avoiding. I did go to my nearest one first, but then sort of over the next day I decided to sort of venture out further away, and a couple of days later I went out even further, and yeah, I had a really good haul. Picked up a great stack of titles. So yeah, let's just get right into it, guys. First stack I've got here, I've got 5 games here, and these were actually bought out on my second walk around, and yeah, I'm really chuffed to get these titles. Just some really cool games here, and yeah, let's just get started. The first one is Link's Crossbow Training, and I actually got this for 75p. And the reason why I picked this game up was actually because I thought to myself, I'd like to try and get as many of the sort of light gun type games that I can get. And I'm not actually too sure. I mean, I know this is a light gun sort of game, but I don't know how deep it goes or if it's a shallow kiddie title. I have no idea. But for 75p, I can't really argue with that, so I thought I would give it a try. And it is complete. It's got like, it's even got some of the Wii points, the Nintendo points that haven't been used. So that's a cool one to get. Next one I have here is Resident Evil 4. Now I did say actually in my Wii collection video I thought I had this game. Turned out I didn't have it, so I opted to pick it up. Now I do have Resident Evil 4 on other systems, so it might seem like an odd thing to pick up, but the reason why I wanted to buy Resident Evil 4 on the Wii was because this game actually utilizes Wii motion controls, and I actually hear it's quite fun and quite a unique experience. So for that reason alone, that was why I wanted to pick it up, and it is complete as well. Yeah, so actually really chuffed with this one. This was £3.50. Next one, and this is actually one that I was really lucky to get. It's one I definitely wanted to buy. Now, for a lot of people, this game might not be something they might consider that great, but I'll explain why I wanted to pick it up. But the game is Mad Dog Mccree. So this is another light gun shooter. And this one uses full motion video, so it's like that very sort of janky mid-90s live action footage. And I got this for £8. Now this was actually in one of my nearest CEXs, and I was really chuffed to get this because it was the only one seemingly in London at a CEX, so I was very lucky to get it. And yeah, this was actually very high on my list to get. I just kind of I do like that kind of sort of dodgy acting from like those mid-90s F&V videos, so it's definitely one I wanted to add to the collection. Next game I have here, now this wasn't actually one that was initially on my list, but I have heard good things about it, and that is Red Steel 2. And this is very much sort of like a first-person action title where you use the Wiimote as a sword, and you sort of fight enemies that way. Now, I wanted to get specifically this one as opposed to the first one because I hear the first one, they didn't really implement the Wii motion controls that well, but they apparently fixed that for the sequel. So this was £2.50, and I thought that was a really good deal, and it's in lovely condition as well. And of course, it is complete. It does have the manual, it's just at the back. Yeah, really chuffed with this one. Next one I have here, and this is one again that I was after. I was watching Eddie Rollercore's video, and this was definitely a title that I was aware of at the time, but I definitely wanted to add it to the Wii collection because again, it's another light gun shooter, and I hear this one's actually pretty good, and that is Dead Space Extraction. And this was actually the most expensive one. This one was £10, and it is complete. And it looks like this one was a bundle game because it does say here it's not to be sold as, it's a bundle only to be sold as part of a bundle. But in any case, it's nice to have. Okay, so that was basically one day's haul that I did. I believe I got these at the Hammersmith branch, the Shepherd's Bush branch, and actually no, these were, yeah, it was Hammersmith branch, and it was the branch in Bayswater, so that's where I got those. And the next lot here, now this actually, I picked these up just yesterday. I went a little bit further afield. I went to the Islington branch as well as the original CEX in Tottenham Court Road as well. So the first game I have here, and this is one that I've been itching to try out. It looks like a really fun game, and that is Excite-Truck. And this is basically sort of like your arcade style racer. I believe it has like a lot of stunts and stuff, some crazy fast-paced action. And I got it for £1.50, so really cheap game. And it is complete. So yeah, this is one I've been itching to try for a long time, and I was hoping to find this game out in the wild, so glad I got that. Next one I have here, and this is one I was excited to get, and that is Disaster Day of Crisis. I've heard nothing but great things about this game. It's in essence a third-person action survival title, and it looks really good. And I got this for £3, and it is complete. Yeah, just a really cool game. I've heard a lot of great things about it. I know it didn't get a release in the US, so it is quite a sought after title for collectors in the US. But it's yeah, just glad to pick it up, and glad I was able to avoid eBay for this one. Not that it goes for a lot on eBay, but still it is cheaper if you can get it out in the wild. And the next game here, this is actually quite an interesting one. This is one I've been itching to try out because I kind of feel that a lot of people have overlooked it, and especially if you're into your sort of like arcadey sort of style races. And that game is Speed Racer. This is based on the live action film that in turn was based on the cartoon, and it's basically a futuristic racer. Very cool. It kind of has like the level designs of like a Wipeout. It's all very sort of over the top, and there's also combat as well. So you do actually have to attack your enemies and stuff. It's a very interesting sort of game. I do hear it uses sort of motion controls and whatnot, but in any case, this was a cool one to get, and for £2, definitely not going to grumble at that. And yep, it is complete, of course. And the next title here, this is actually quite an interesting one. I got this because I thought, when I looked it up initially on the CEX app, I took it for a game for a particular series, and it turned out it wasn't. But it wound up being something else that actually equally interested me. And the game I'm talking about is Cruising. Now, I actually thought this game was part of the Cruising USA series. Turns out it's not. This is actually a port of the arcade game based on Fast and Furious. And what actually happened was the developers lost the license for Fast and Furious when it came to porting this to the home console. But this is actually an arcade game. This was the arcade Fast and Furious game. And it just basically got ported over and it essentially lost its license. But it looks like a really fun arcade racing type game, and the fact that it was actually an arcade game just appealed to me even more. And this was £2.50, and of course it was complete. Oops, drop the seat. Yeah, so that was basically me sort of venturing out further afield. But the actual thing, my very first time I decided to go out to pick up a particular Wii game was actually at my nearest CEX, the one that's only like 5 minutes away from my house. And I wound up getting not only this particular Wii game, but actually a very much sought after GameCube game as well. Now, before we get to the GameCube game, the Wii game I went to pick up, and I was actually very lucky because this was right at the top of my Wii hunting list, and it just so happened to be there was a copy available at my local branch. And the game I'm talking about is Zack and Wiki, and I've always heard great things about this title. It looked fantastic. I think it's sort of like a point and click sort of title, and it is complete, of course, and in very nice condition. And I picked it up for £1.50, so that was a bargain in my book. And the thing was, like, I came before I even looked on CEX. I went on eBay, and everyone's sort of selling copies for £10. But yeah, just so be aware of that, guys. If you're in the UK anyway, make sure that you go to your CEX branches first before you resort to eBay when it comes to this game, because like I say, £1.50 compared to £10, you know, this is an absolute steal. And I've yet to play it, but I've heard so much good things about this game. Yeah, just really happy to finally add this one into my collection. And finally, yeah, so anyway, I went to go pick up Zack and Wiki, and of course, as you do, I decided to go browsing through the shelves, and I went to the GameCube section, and I couldn't believe it. I saw this copy, and it was not only a game I was after, but it was also in really nice minty nick. So I had to pick it up. It is a pricey title, don't get me wrong, but it's still cheaper than the cheapest one on eBay, so it was definitely a must get for me. And normally I wouldn't drop this kind of money as an impulse buy, you know, but it was a game that was on my list and was actually at the top of my GameCube want list. And the game I'm talking about is Wario World. So yeah, I've wanted this game for so long, and it is in lovely condition. It is complete, really nice condition, and I picked it up for £32. And yeah, this is actually the cheaper than the sort of going rate on eBay at the moment. And yeah, this is a game I've wanted for a long time. I'm a fan of the Wario Land games, and this particular title was actually developed by Treasure, the same people that did Gunstar Heroes, Ikaruga, so forth. And I've wanted to get this game for a long time, and I just sort of held off from buying it on eBay for whatever reason. But really glad to finally add this one into the collection, because yeah, this was definitely a very sought after title by me. Yeah, I'm just really happy to get this one. So that's it, guys. That was basically my pickups for the last, I'd say the last few days. I actually bought these over the course of this week, and you know, I managed to get some great deals there, so I'm really chuffed with those games. I can't wait to stick them on the Wii and check them out. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will be back again with another video. Bye bye.